Liverpool entered the 2025-26 season as the reigning Premier League champions, but their start was far from perfect. Under new manager Arne Slot, the team is shaping a fresh identity built around a 4-2-3-1 system. In this setup, the double pivot of Mac Allister and Gravenberch carries a dual responsibility, shielding the back line while serving as the launch pad for attacks. Compared to the Jurgen Klopp era, Liverpool's pressing is no longer a relentless, all-out storm. It's more measured, more structured. They press by zones now, suffocating opponents in specific hotspots rather than across the entire pitch. But this fine-tuned approach didn't click right away in the curtain raiser. In the Community Shield clash with Crystal Palace, Liverpool raced to a 2-0 lead thanks to goals from Ekitike and Frimpong, only to let the Eagles claw back to 2-2 before losing 3-2 on penalties. It was only a community match, but the manner in which they surrendered control after leading will have given Slot plenty to think about. After the game, Virgil van Dijk admitted, "The reality is today we're losing, but we'll have to just keep going and keep working." Slot, for his part, reminded everyone that the team is still in transition, integrating a host of new faces and fine-tuning to meet his tactical demands. In particular, Slot has made it clear he wants a pure striker to lead the line, and Liverpool are working hard behind the scenes to secure Alexander-Isak's signature. Mentally, Liverpool have been rocked by tragedy. The loss of Diogo Jota in a fatal accident has left a deep scar in the dressing room. His number 20 shirt has been retired, and the team will play this season not only to defend their crown, but to honor his memory. Anfield is now the stage where Slot must prove that his football isn't just attractive, but ruthless enough to weather the storm. With Arsenal hardened, Manchester City as dangerous as ever, and Chelsea on the rise, Liverpool will need to hit top gear from the very first whistle of the league campaign. And then there's the madness of Liverpool's summer. In just a few weeks, Slot and the Anfield hierarchy took what was a relatively settled squad and reshaped it so dramatically that fans will need time to get familiar with all the new faces. More than £265 million was spent, while nearly 20 players, from promising academy graduates to seasoned stars, headed for the exit. On the incoming side, the list spans all three lines of the pitch. Jeremie Frimpong, one of Europe's most complete right-backs, arrived from Leverkusen for close to £30 million, promising to supercharge Liverpool's flank play. On the left, Milos Kerkez adds youth and pace to challenge Andrew Robertson. Between the posts, Georgi Mamardashvili joined to compete for the number 1 spot, alongside Premier League veteran Freddie Woodman. In midfield and attack, the headline signing was Florian Wirtz, a £100 million statement purchase. Seen as the future conductor of German football, Wirtz is expected to be the creative heartbeat of Slot's Liverpool. Up front, Hugo Ekitike arrived from Frankfurt for nearly £70 million, offering a more versatile striking option than Darwin Núñez ever was. But the true shock of the summer wasn't just in the arrivals, it was in the goodbyes. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the Scouser in the team, the symbol of Klopp's Liverpool, left for Real Madrid in a seismic move. Luis Díaz joined Bayern Munich, Darwin Núñez headed to Al Hilal, Jarell Quansah signed for Leverkusen, and Kouimine Kelleher became Brentford's new keeper. Even academy graduates like Tyler Morton were sold outright. These departures have left Liverpool's backline alarmingly thin. Joe Gomez is sidelined with injury, Ibrahima Konate has yet to sign a new deal, and is being closely monitored by Real Madrid, and while Virgil van Dijk remains the leader, even he can't carry the defense alone for an entire season. That's why, in the aftermath of the Community Shield defeat, Liverpool have wasted no time accelerating their search for a centre-back. Crystal Palace's Marc Guéhi has emerged as the top target, with a price tag of around £35 million. Meanwhile, the Reds are also on the verge of completing a deal for Giovanni Leoni, an 18-year-old prodigy from Parma. Both are seen as signings that can meet immediate needs while also serving the long-term plan, as Van Dijk inevitably begins to move past his peak years. Up front, the attack has been almost completely reset this summer. Jota is gone forever. Nunez has been sold. Díaz has departed for Germany. Slot's current arsenal consists of Mohamed Salah, still the main pillar, along with Ekitike, Cody Gakpo, Florian Wirtz, and a few young talents like Rion Gumoha. This is why the rumors of Alexander-Isak pushing to leave Newcastle for Liverpool have set the transfer market alight. Van Dijk himself has openly said, after Darwin and Lucho left, we need a new striker for sure this summer. A candid admission that this squad is still a work in progress. What's remarkable is that all these changes have come just 1 year after Liverpool were crowned Premier League champions. Normally, a title-winning team would focus on stability to defend their crown. But Slot and the Anfield hierarchy have taken the opposite route, overhauling the squad from top to bottom. They haven't hesitated to break the bank for Florian Wirtz, nor flinched at selling a club icon like Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a decisiveness that speaks of ambition, but also carries undeniable risk. From the outside, Liverpool's summer can only be described as madness. Not because they've simply bought in bulk, but because they've dared to do things few would imagine when sitting on the throne. From overhauling almost half the squad, to scrambling for centre-backs at the last minute, to saying goodbye to familiar faces, everything points to the 2025-26 campaign being one massive gamble. This new-look squad will need time to gel, yet the Premier League offers no breathing space for adaptation. The curtain raiser for the entire season sees them host Bournemouth at Anfield, and Slot will be eager to see his team hit top gear from the very first whistle to make a statement of intent. It will either extend their dominance or punish them for shaking the foundations too hard, too fast. Arne Slot entered the summer of 2025 as a champion, but there was no sign of complacency. Quite the opposite. His words and his approach during pre-season friendlies revealed a clear philosophy. Liverpool must improve if they want to keep the crown. Immediately after the Community Shield defeat, Slot was brutally honest. If you look at our attacking play, it looks better than last season. On the other hand, we conceded 2 goals. We need to be better defensively. It was a no-nonsense reminder that his priority is restoring balance between attack and defense, rather than chasing wild, high-scoring wins that leave the back door open. Slot has also shown his pragmatism when speaking about the newcomers. He's praised the quick adaptation of players like Florian Wirtz and Jeremie Frimpong, but made no promises that everything will click overnight. Sometimes it takes time to adapt, both in attack and in defense, he noted. A statement that both reassures the dressing room and sends a message to fans. This overhaul is a marathon, not a sprint. This summer, Arne Slot has overseen nothing short of a tactical revolution at Liverpool. Under his watch, players are no longer chained to rigid positions on a formation board. Instead, the emphasis is on creating a web of support across every inch of the pitch. When building from the back, the double pivot of McAllister, Gravenberch, or sometimes even Szoboszlai, don't just sit deep and protect. They push forward or drop back depending on the moment, forming passing triangles with the center-backs and full-backs. Meanwhile, the full-backs, whether it's Andy Robertson or Jeremie Frimpong, aren't restricted to hugging the touchline. They can drift inside, linking up in 3- or 4-man combinations through midfield to keep the ball moving and the opposition guessing. Then there's Florian Wirtz, Liverpool's record signing, who isn't shackled to the role of a traditional number 10. Slot gives him the freedom to drift left, overlap with Gakpo or Robertson, and then cut back inside to combine through the middle with Salah and McAllister. It's all about exploiting relationships between players, triangles, diamonds, constant rotation. This is football built on connections, not static lines. Even in pressing, Slot has thrown out the old, rigid systems. The player closest to the ball leads the charge, with those around him stepping up or dropping in to close off passing lanes. It's a pressing network, not a pressing line. One that keeps the pressure consistent and avoids leaving gaps when the opponent switches play. In short, Slot is turning Liverpool into a team that plays with each other, not just next to each other. Positions are relative. It's the relationships and distances between players that are absolute. Slot's strongest 11 has the clear imprint of his new look 4-2-3-1. Alisson Becker remains the unshakable last line of defense, a goalkeeper who is as steady as he is capable of launching pinpoint long balls to ignite counter-attacks. The back four has been significantly upgraded. Jeremie Frimpong at right back, equally sharp in defense and devastating in his forward bursts. Milos Kerkez on the left, fearless and explosive in overlaps, and the rock-solid central pairing of Konate and Van Dijk, blending power, pace, and leadership. In midfield, Gravenberch and McAllister form the double pivot, the perfect blend of ball-winning, tempo control, and pressing support. Ahead of them, Salah patrols the right flank, Gakpo holds down the left, and Wirtz orchestrates from the middle as the creative heartbeat. Up top, Hugo Ekitike leads the line, a striker who can stretch defenses with clever movement, link play, and drag markers out of position. With all the changes this summer, Liverpool's objectives for next season are layered. Priority number 1, defend their Premier League crown. Slot and the board didn't spend over £265 million just to build for the future. They want results now. If this squad clicks quickly, they have the firepower and depth to keep Arsenal, City, and Chelsea at bay. The second mission, reclaim their place among Europe's elite. Under Klopp, Liverpool were a continental powerhouse. Now, with Wirtz, Frimpong, Ekitike, and a refreshed tactical approach, Slot is building a side versatile enough to go toe-to-toe with any opponent in the Champions League, no longer relying solely on English-style heavy pressing that can be figured out. The third, long-term goal, solidify a system and identity that will outlast short-term cycles. Slot knows results matter, but he also sees this as the season to prove his 4-2-3-1 can be the foundation for a new era of dominance. Put simply, Liverpool are entering the 2025-26 season not just to keep the trophy, but to show they can rule England, return to the European stage, and build a footballing identity strong enough to survive any storm.